What we're going to take you through now is it's basically a runner's active warm-up. The active warm-up is meant to get your body ready, three-dimensionally prepared for the running activity. Even though running is oriented in the sagittal plane straight forward, our bodies are moving in all three planes. So it's a great idea to get your body warmed up in all three planes before you head out on the road. First thing we're going to run through is a real quick active stretch. And again, it's assumed that you've already spent about 5-6 minutes working out the hot spots with the foam roller used on your body, your legs, your back, or a stick if you don't have a foam roller. So we know that Kyle's already done that. We're going to take him right into the active stretching. First, I'm going to have him down in a push-up position. Bringing one foot on top of the other, he's going to go into a calf stretch. This is the calf that we're stretching here, simply pushing that heel down, keeping a nice straight spine. I often ask him to do a few heel raises, simply for the purpose of trying to tire out his calf muscle. After he's done a few of them, push that heel down using the left leg, and at the same time, try to pull your toes up on the right side. Even though it won't go very far, he's going to feel a little bit more of a stretch. Same thing on the other side. And we're abbreviating this for the sake of watching this at home. Typically, we'll stretch this as long as we need to. If you feel like something's a little extra tight, spend a little more time on it. Pulling the toes up. Good. From here, he's going to go into an inchworm position. So his feet are side by side, knees are straight, spine is straight. He's simply going to walk his feet to his hands, and then walk his feet back. You can do a reverse inchworm, walking your hands to your feet, and walking your hands back. You can do that 3 or 4 repetitions, whatever you need to work through. If you come on down to a push-up position, next thing I'm going to take them through is a little bit of front hip stretching, what we call a Spider-Man crawl, or Spider-Man push-up. From there, nice straight back leg, bringing that left hip forward. Now his right foot is going to come up to the side of his right hand, back down. Left foot to the side of your left hand, right on back down. A couple more times. Great way to open up the front of the hips and inside of the hamstrings as well. Good. From there, Kyle's going to come up. He's going to demonstrate 3-dimensional lunges. We're going to do the 3 primary, which are forward, straight to the side, and rotational to the side. Go ahead, Kyle. Good. If you do it to the left. Good. And again, we encourage you to run through 4 or 5 rounds each side just to kind of get your body ready for running. Next thing we're going to run through are leg swings. Just like everything else we've done so far, we're going to work on 3-dimensional. So the first one's going to be forward, then he's going to turn his back to you, do sideways and rotational. So go ahead, Kyle. It's a great way to get the hips moving. So this is forward and backward. Notice that his spine is not solid. He's allowing that to be flexible as well. So he's moving through the hips nicely. Good. If you go sideways for us. With sideways, I want that foot, the moving foot, to stay straight ahead. And notice that while he's bringing this leg up and across, this leg's getting a lot of loading as well in the side-to-side plane, which is great for that lateral hip muscle. And now if you break it into rotation, now I want his toe pointing toward me and away from me, which really drives those hip rotators on the right side and the left side, getting them really warmed up for running. Good. Next one, I'm going to go into a single leg balance exercise. Think about it, running is really a single leg balance exercise because you're only on one leg all the time. So first, Kyle, come on over here on your right leg only. I'd like him to mimic something that looks like running, so I'd like his arms to get going in opposite fashion, just like with running. Here I want a nice, flexible, but solid knee, meaning I don't want it locked out, and I don't want it collapsing on him. I want it to be solid, and I want a good, solid, stable spine as well, and hip girdle. From here, I'm going to ask him to simply turn his head to the right and to the left, working on balance. You can see him losing his balance a little bit there. A lot of foot, ankle, and hip mobility going on. Next, we're going to do head turns up and down while he's going through the running motion. Down. And then I'm going to ask him to do the hardest one, is to tip his head to the left and to the right. Looks like we're getting to him. Okay, the last one. Now you notice, if you can hear Kyle up here, he's starting to breathe a little bit, which is perfect because he's just about ready to take off on his run. We're going to do a little bit more high energy activities, some bounding. And again, we're going to do this 3-dimensional. So the first one he's going to do forward and backward. Simply going to be to hop forward on his right leg and bound back on his left. He's going to start small, and gradually he's going to start going a little bit further. Imagine he's jumping over a little object if he has to. working on that. Done the same thing on the other side. Start small, good landing, and a good explosion right back. Good, now we're going to do sideways. So if he starts in the middle, I want him to hop to the right and back to the middle. Do that a few times to the right and then a few times to the left. Gradually getting a little bit more and more explosive. And to the left. The last plane, most important in my mind, is the rotation. So I'm going to have him start from midline, rotate 90 degrees to the right with the bound, and jump right back. Good. To the left a couple times. Good. So in less than 3 to 4 minutes, you can get through all that stuff that we just ran through, get your body ready to go for a run. Now it's time to hit the pavement.